guys, welcome back for day 17. I'm actually going to get some painting done for you guys today. I'm working on something brand new and I'm kind of excited about it. But I'm going to be showing you guys how to use one of my stencils to do a large door hanger. As you can see, this stencil is only 12 inches wide, but my door hanger is more like 20 inches wide. So I'm going to show you how to do the stencil when you need to cover such a large area. I know a lot of guys are probably going to have to watch this later because I'm doing this in the middle of the day, but since we had church tonight and all that, I'm going to try to go ahead and get this done during the day. So come on and say hello. I see I've got a few people. I don't know if you guys are sneaking in and watching me at work, or if you are maybe a stay-at-home mom and watching me. Hello, Tammy. Yes, I love the Moroccan tile stencil too. That's what I'm doing. And I don't know if you guys have seen these things floating around on Pinterest, but it's these door hangers where it's sort of a neutral colored door hanger. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing like a gray scheme. And then you have like an attachment that you can swap out each month. So I'm kind of coming up with a prototype type of one of those to share with you guys. But right now I'm just going to show you guys the stencil around the outside. I'm not going to do any words in the middle just yet because I think I may personalize it as a gift for someone. Hello, Jimmy. And I can't see the name. Hello, I think it's Chelsea. I don't know. It's like, it's blurry looking. I'm needing glasses. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys how to use this stencil and use it on a large area. I always tell people don't start in the middle, like start over to the side and kind of up into the side. So it doesn't quite cover top to bottom, but we're going to go ahead and do, see, like there might need to be like one more right here and one more right here, but I can piece that in whenever I'm done. So I'm just going to start with it like right here so that it's covering like 95% of my door hanger. You shared my video. Thank you so much, Kristen. I appreciate you guys when you share it. My goal is, and I haven't really told anybody this except my husband, my goal is that by the end of the 30-day challenge, I'm hoping to hit 5,000 fans on my Facebook page. And I think when I started the challenge, I was at like 4,300 and something, and now I'm at about 4,600. So I've still got about 400 more to go. So if you guys don't mind sharing it, that would be great. This is just going to be a quick little tutorial showing you guys how to do this. And as I always say, I'm using these little polka dot daubers. If you haven't, thank you, Cheryl. If you haven't bought these yet at Walmart, I use these like almost every time I paint. So yes, it would be awesome, Tammy. I'm excited. All right, the gray that I've already painted this is granite gray. It's my favorite light gray in the apple barrel paints. And the gray that I'm going to paint on top of it is pewter gray. It's just like a shade, a little bit of a darker shade. I'm just going to quickly cover this. And I had somebody asking at one of my parties, what do I do on this stencil, like when I'm getting close to the white here? Hang on, I'm kind of off frame. And I say just stencil as close to it as you can. I got brown paint all over this from earlier, and now I've got it all on my arm. But stencil as close to the area as you can, and if you have to, take a paintbrush and fill it in. Because it's easier to control the paint with a paintbrush than it is with the paint daubers. If you're used to using the daubers, go ahead and use that, just because I'm used to them, so it doesn't really bother me. But you have to make sure your stencil doesn't shift. I keep accidentally pushing it. If you want to, if you're worried about it shifting, you can tape it down. I don't ever do that, but if you have problems with it shifting, you could tape it down. The granite gray, of course, your Walmart is out. Oh no, Angie. Our Walmart's got a crazy amount of paint right now. I think it's this rock painting craze that's bringing it all in. I don't know. But there's like 4 sections in Walmart now you can get paint, and there used to only be 1. So you might check like around, like I know our paint at Walmart is like 1 or 2 aisles over from the sewing section. But now they've added another like end cap of paint over in the sewing section. I almost missed that. I'm missing some comments because I'm too busy painting. Hello, Daisy. I should have got out my iPad because I can barely read your all's comments. Normally, I would recommend washing these stencils out in between moving them. Just if you're not super experienced with painting, or if you're super careful, you don't have to wash them out in between, but it does kind of help if you do wash them out. But I don't want you guys to have to wait while I go wash it out. So I'm going to just go ahead and move it here in a second. Have you guys ever watched a Facebook Live video and someone said, just a moment while we go to commercial break? That's something new that they're offering. I haven't been offered it yet, but I guess people who have like a lot of followers on Facebook, it's something they're offering to them. And they can press a button on their Facebook Live and it will show like a little 10 or 15-second commercial. And they actually get paid for the number of people who view the commercial. I think that's super cool because I could totally press a button right now and run and wash out, you know, my stencil and get paid for you guys to sit and watch a commercial instead of watching my empty chair. Okay, like I said, I'm going to be careful moving this. There's not really any paint on the back side of this, but if there is, I can just touch up this white. But when I move it, see, I'm just taking this very last part of the pattern and like a puzzle piece, I'm just going to line it up right on top of that pattern. I've got one up here at the top lined up and one out here at the bottom lined up, and then I'm going to finish this side. You said Brittany does that. I've seen Brittany do it once, and then I was watching some kind of makeup tutorial this morning. This girl was doing like Halloween makeup or something, and she said, watch this little commercial real quick while I go and wash out my makeup brush or something, and it literally lasted like 10 seconds and she was back. It was really cool. And then at the bottom of the screen it said something like, I don't remember what the business name was, but it said you support her by watching this commercial or something. So that's kind of neat. I don't think you get to pick what the commercials were. Hers was some sort of battery. You said turn it. Turn what, Tammy? I'm confused. I must have missed a previous comment. Oh, I know what you probably meant. You probably meant turn my stencil. Yeah, I totally should have done that. Didn't even think about it because I didn't even have paint like on this side of the stencil. Duh. Sometimes the most obvious answer is hard to see. I almost got too much paint on my dauber just then, so I was going to distribute it out. Okay, I'm also going to use the daubers here in a second to kind of do like a little border around the edge of this white, so it really doesn't matter if I get a little bit of the gray onto the white because I'm going to cover it up with black here in a second. But I'm really excited about this project because it's going to have all the little attachments like maybe a football and an apple, candy corn, different kinds that you can change out each month for the different seasons, like a turkey for Thanksgiving. It's a neat thing for people to do, other little extra money. Yes, every little bit helps, it does. I know, like, you know, you could monetize your blog or your website or whatever, and some people who have tons of website traffic can make like $2,000 a month just off of the ad revenue. I don't have a whole lot of people to my website right now, so it's just a few here and there. All right, so we got almost the whole thing covered. See, I need to place just a couple of parts right up here. So I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to line up that last row. And I'm going to do like Tammy said and use the part of the stencil I haven't painted on yet. That would have been a lot smarter. I'm going to line it up down here and just place another one to fill in this little hole. Oops. And then over here, and then I think there was one around the side somewhere that I saw, and one up at the top. And I'll show you guys how to add some little highlights and accents here in a moment. To the pattern to make it look sort of three-dimensional. Let me rotate this around and just finish this pattern. For some reason the pattern on this side didn't line up perfectly, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as it's pretty close, nobody's going to be able to tell. I'm trying to be somewhat quiet, so I'm not talking very loud today because I've got two 2-year-olds in the house right now. I'm babysitting my nephew, and of course my daughter's here, and they're both taking naps, and I do not want to wake them up or I won't be able to get anything done. Hi, Kathy. You finally caught me live from southeastern Oklahoma. I was telling my husband the other night, because you guys know we went on date night last night, and we always end up talking about my business, it seems like, in one way or another. And we were talking last night, and I said, it's kind of funny, I said, because you know how some people's voices get on your nerves? I know I've got a southern accent. Like, I know people probably, like, from Ohio or somewhere, probably hear me and think, oh my goodness, she sounds like a hick. Yes, I do, because I hear my own voice when I watch this back, and I'm like, oh, do I really sound like that? And my mom even has a t-shirt that says, I don't have an accent, y'all do. And she wears that when she goes down to Florida, and everybody kind of teases her about her accent. But anyways, I was telling my husband, I said, it's kind of funny because it seems like everyone who gets on here and comments, they say, I'm from Georgia, I'm from Louisiana, I'm from Tennessee or Texas, and it's all southern states. Every now and then I'll get a weird one like Colorado or, I don't know, New Hampshire or somewhere odd, but 95% of them, it feels like, are from the South. And I said, I don't know if that's because they identify with me and my Southern accent and it doesn't get on their nerves like it does the Northern people, or if it's because it's door hangers, and door hangers are kind of a Southern thing. Like, I don't know if you knew this, but people up north don't really know what door hangers are. Most of them don't. It's kind of a Southern trend right now. So, I don't know. I was kind of curious about that. It's kind of weird. All right, let me see if I can get this in frame. There we go. All right, I've got my little dauber. I got black on it, and I'm just going to go around and do little dots. And as I dot, I'm doing like a little twisting motion. And I'm just barely lining up my dots to where they're just barely touching one another. And it's creating a border. And as I'm going around, I'm trying to keep my dot halfway on the line. That kind of keeps it going in a nice little circle without it looking like a wobbly circle. And like I said, the colors on this door hanger are fairly neutral because you want it to be able to go year round. Hello, Jenny. Hang on, the low battery thing just popped up on my phone. I can't see anything with that in the way. There we go. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, you want to keep this kind of a neutral color scheme. That way it will go with any holiday throughout the year. Let me redaub that one. Kind of hard to see doing them that direction because my hand is in the way. It's easier if I can see exactly where I'm putting the dots. I'm thinking about doing this for a gift, so like I said, I'm not going to put a personalization like a name or anything on it just yet because I don't want her to see this video and it give it away. So anyways, let me drop that in the water, and then next we'll do some little accents. I wish I could read your comments a little better. I'll go back and read them later. You've been in Texas for 50 years. Oh, it disappeared. Looks like black pearls. Yeah, especially since they're kind of shiny. It's kind of pretty. Okay, I'm going to get some white and like a real pointy little brush. And actually, this brush may not be pointy enough. I've got one that's really super skinny and pointy. And I'm going to get it a little bit wet so I can make sure the bristles are nice and squished. Hello, Jennifer. Get you just a little bit of white. I'm going to start with my dots and just do like a little, almost like a comma on the outside, and it will really make them look more like pearls or whatever. And as I'm doing this, I'm trying to keep in mind that like I'm pretending like there's a light up here and the light is shining on these. So I want the light to be on the top left side of all of these dots. I keep having to, my black paint's a little bit wet, so it's trying to streak with my white. So I keep having to re-dip to make sure it's pretty white. Okay, so we got all of those on there. This one looks a little wonky. Let me add a little bit more to it. Okay, and then that's what that looks like. Where do I get the round sponges? Nancy, they are in the craft section at Walmart. Right above the, like in our Walmart, I don't know, every Walmart's different, but in my Walmart, right above the apple barrel paints, there's a bunch of brushes, and there's also some sponge brushes, and they're like in a little baggie, and they're blue sponges with like little wooden handles, and there's 3 different sizes of them. But they're pretty cheap. Okay, I'm gonna have to touch up a couple spots in here where I messed up the stencil. I don't know if y'all can see, like, but it won't be no big deal. So for right now, I'm just gonna show you guys how to do the accents. And I'm gonna do, like, again, like the light shining this direction. I'm just gonna do like a little, and I'm not trying to do this perfectly, I'm just putting some little marks, wiggly marks on the top left side of each of these little shapes, and it makes it look like the light's bouncing off of it. When you first start to do this, sometimes it's like, oh, that was a mistake, that looks weird. But then when you get the whole thing done, to me it kind of looks, I don't know, it just looks more interesting. It gives it more movement or something, instead of it being so flat looking. Make sure I'm still on camera here so you guys can see. I'll show you guys close up here in a second. I'm gonna do a couple in odd spots right up here because they don't, the top left part of those are not showing, and it looks funny because there's nothing on them. Okay, let me show you kind of up close what I mean. See how now they look sort of three-dimensional? Kara, how do you figure out where to put your light accents while you I'm having a hard time reading today. Okay, like I said on this one, I was pretending like the light was coming from here, like there's a flashlight. Was it here? Wait a second. I was doing it in this direction. Like there was a flashlight shining right here. And so if all of these are three-dimensional elements and the flashlight is shining down this way, so then the light's going to reflect on this edge of all of them. So I kind of put it all on the same side of each one. Jimmy, I'm glad people give us cartoons for our chicken eggs. I have a new use for them now. Oh yes, the egg cartons. I'm sorry, I can't read. It's like I'm getting tongue-tied. I don't know if you guys are saving your egg cartons or not for painting, but if you haven't done that yet, you totally should, because it has changed my life when it comes to painting. It has made everything so much better, because it keeps your paint wet a lot longer. Like the paper plate soaks it up, but the egg carton doesn't. All right, I'm just gonna do some little quick accents around the edge. I'm doing like a line with like a little bit of a polka dot dash. Dot, 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 and then a line, and rotate it around, dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. Okay. The only thing I have left to do is to touch up a couple of those spots where I goofed up with my stencil and made a mess, but it's not going to be any big deal. You said I'm brave. I don't think that's it. I mean, it's just like one of those things that you just have to practice. It used to freak me out doing the line around the edge, and now not so much. So I'm just going back and touching up a few spots here and there that the stencil kind of made a mess, and making it look just a little bit more cleaned up. This stencil, if you didn't know, is available on my website as a cut file, or that you can buy the actual stencil. So head on over to my website if you want to buy one. It's southern.adoornmentsdecor.com. And I also this morning added a new stencil. It's a diamond pattern. So if you are Harlequin, if you're familiar with that pattern. But if you need that, you can hop over there and get that. I'm going to probably do a demonstration on it maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'm not quite sure. But anyways, there's what that looks like, and I will show you guys a picture after I get the words put on it. But like I said, I want it to be a surprise for my friend, so I'm not going to paint that on here because sometimes she watches my videos. But I will see you guys tomorrow for day 18. Thank you for popping in with me in the middle of the day. I'm going to try to get some more painting done before these kiddos wake up. Bye-bye.